Hey, Big Love fam. Welcome to Super Freak. This is a high vibe podcast, y'all, exploring all things frequencies, how they govern form, shape our realities, and are the key to living from your full potential. It's non-woo convos about super woo shit, unpacking what I call the science of self, from body and soul literacy to the power of understanding vibration, higher consciousness, quantum physics, and spiritual psych. Let this podcast become a resource for you on your journey to self-mastery. If you're curious and ready to free your mind, unlock the body, and truly become limitless, then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Tally. This is Super Freak, Awakening for the Next Gen. Let's go. Hey, everybody. On this week's episode, I'm going to highlight some key clips from previous episodes. This is from episode 28, Victim versus Value. Enjoy. Negative self-talk and self-sabotage. People living with a victim mentality may internalize the negative messages suggested by the challenges they face, feeling victimized by all of it. So everything bad happens to me. I can't do anything about it. So why try? I deserve the bad things that happen to me. No one cares about me. I can't go because I feel so fat. I don't have anything to wear. What are people going to think about me? I hate myself in pictures. Just endless amounts of criticism and then negative talk about others. When you find somebody who's very, very critical about what other people are saying, what other people are wearing, what other people are doing with their lives, this negativity, this gossipy type, very victim pattern 101. So pay attention to that, because what does anybody wearing have to do with you? Not saying you listening to this, but just in general. A lot of us grow up with a parent that runs victim, and as a result, we have that running in our fields as well. And so we will inevitably run some type of victim program too. I had so much of it, I didn't even realize it. And ironically, right? I'm not a victim. What are you talking about? But oh yeah. And it's subtle and it's tricky. And for me, it was wrapped up in hero frequencies. It was wrapped up in martyrism, in sacrifice. I would literally rescue everything 7 ways from Sunday, companies, men, dogs, a bug, you name it. I had to take care of it because I sympathized so much and ran into a distorted pattern of service to be able to save everything and help everything at the expense of myself. So I didn't have enough value for myself, but it ended up being a lot of victim. That's where all this abuse came into my life also. Once I got clear on what this was and deprogram it, I had to really start paying attention to my thoughts. So with self-sabotage, negative self-talk goes hand in hand with self-sabotage. People who believe their self-talk often have an easier time living it out. So if you believe you're a piece of shit, then that will continue to show up for you. If that self-talk is negative, they may be more likely to unconsciously sabotage any attempts they could make towards change. Learning something new, it gets harder later because our brains are not as plastic. It doesn't have as much plasticity. We have to work harder at it. And when our brains are in theta and like little mush, it's a lot easier in the first 10 years, 13 years. But learning something new essentially forges new synaptic connections in the brain. But if you don't review what you've learned, then you'll forget it. Whatever you are learning through this process of awakening, reteach what you know. That will help you get a handle on the understanding and the mechanics of it. Nerve cells will wire and they'll fire together, and you'll begin to install new neurological hardware in your brains based on contrary change. And then once this new electrical information is turned on, when they will then create feelings or emotions. And the moment you feel something, right, or you have an emotion about something, your body is turned on. You're training your body to basically respond to the chemical reaction in the subconscious mind that you just reprogrammed by overriding negative self-talk, sabotage, etc. So the idea is to get your body and mind synced up with your thoughts and get your actions and your thoughts aligned. Once these things work together and they work in tandem, you create a new experience, which is what we're here to do. We're here to experience life. So that's why a lot of people have different schools. People focus on the brain. Some people focus on the body. People will focus on the mind-body connection, but that happens really slow. So use an integrative approach with this stuff, you guys. Everything is not a one and done, but I promise you this work is the fastest I've found to just keep clearing and clearing. And then eventually it's like the law of one, that law of 1%, where you just do a little bit every single day. And then, you make these huge leaps and it gets a lot easier. And people have had amazing changes so far. So keep going.
Thanks so much for listening, you guys. Please make sure to leave a review and follow the fun on social media because that's how it works in this world. In the meantime, get your freak on. I'll see you in the next session.